What's up, you fucking scumbags? Welcome to the last video of the year. I am here with my boy, Rich, the most consistent host of the year. Rich,
thank you, sir.
What's it like? What's the weather like? I can barely see you with that camouflage on, man. I can see the Texas is really soaking in, man. How are you?
Yeah, bro. Speaking of camo, I like your Nelly outfit. I don't know what's going on with that, but I hope you don't got one pant leg rolled up. But, the camo's going good, man. I figured, it gets cold out here. We were snowing the other day, and I figured, let me see if I can hide. let's see how that works, So I got a couple camo hoodies, see what's good. But
good, don't get shot.
Right? But good to be here, man. We had some great football over the last weekend. And some fun matchups, so I can't wait to talk about them. Let's see, let's get into it.
Yeah, man. So, to answer the question, no, I'm not from St. Louis. No, this isn't a Nelly tribute. This is, we'll get into it in a little bit when we start talking about the matchups, Rich. But with that being said, we're going to get right into the Stick of Things!
Let's go. Fuck you, Connor. Last time, Connor.
I know you love that, Rich. I know you love that.
I do.
So, first up, we're going to talk about the semifinals from last week. We got Cooking Up Rahman going up against Peachy Court Bangers. These guys are really good friends, so they started off talking a little shit in the beginning, but then it kind of cooled off because Connor and Jared have this nuisance or like this thought process that if they start talking shit, it'll like jinx them, and especially Connor because this is the back-to-back champion. He's going for number 3. Nobody's ever won 3, so it's pretty crazy. But man, what a matchup! What a game! Rich, tell me your thoughts on this matchup.
Good game, not too much of a close one. I like to think that I've been one of Connor's major contributors towards his lineup. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I dropped McKinnon, and then all of a sudden he starts playing football. So he was putting up work for Connor's team. And then I also dropped Moore. He picked him up. I got frustrated. I said, I'm over this fucker. I dropped him. Connor picks him up. He gets 20 points off the bench, off the waiver wire. But Connor studs did not hit, and that seemed to be the issue. Herbert got him 5.5, and Cook got him 10.7. I mean, Cook's been kind of quiet all year. When it came to it, Connor studs did not come to play, and when that happens, you get these results. Goff did good at 25.7 points. Lamb had a monster game, 34 points. I did not see what happened, but he did his thing. Waddle did his thing at 25. So that was enough for Jared to get the edge, put up 150, and I think that was the high score of the week. So Jared did his thing. You were right. He wasted the low score on me, like you said, right? And then he got the big one on Connor. So unfortunately, that is factual.
Yes, 100%. And there was a moment that happened this weekend where the Cowboys were driving, right, on the Eagles. And there's a play where Tony Pollard slips out of the backfield and Dak misses him, bro. Like, it goes, like, behind him or hits off of Pollard's hands or something. And, if he catches it, Tony Pollard's wide open. He, like, walks into the end zone, bro. So he misses that. The very next play, Dak comes back, throws a touchdown to CeeDee Lamb, bro. So it's, like, a huge swing of points that was, Connor was expecting to get. And ultimately, Justin Herbert has the worst game of the season, only putting up 5 points. He doesn't start Kirk Cousins against the Giants. It just his horses just didn't do, what Jared's horses did. He got a big play from Jalen Waddle, which is to be expected. Crazy game for Jared Goff on the road, which is something you don't really expect him to have. And Kamara did work in the snow. So
yeah, finally.
As I mentioned, I know I did make a prediction about Kenneth Walker, which was false. I thought he was going to score 3 touchdowns, but he didn't. but he still put up 12 points, which is admirable.
Yeah.
I just think that he did enough.
Yeah, bro, 100 yards on the ground, so that is enough, right? He didn't get the touchdown, but he looked healthy, and he didn't need his walking boot by the second period, like we said he would.
Right.
And so Walker did his thing. So, Connor, you couldn't three-peat, man. You know, there was part of me that was cheering for you. There was part of me that was like, damn, if Connor wins 3 times, bro, we're going to have to name the trophy after him. We're going to have to call it the fucking McCoy and get the belt, and it's be called the McCoy, just like the Lombardi, and that's almost like we would have probably had to do that. So now we don't have to. So this is good, right? So we got Jared in the mix, and we got Chris in the mix. So we have
Well, hold on, Rich. Hold on.
What?
We're just finishing talking about Jared and Connor, okay? That wraps up that match.
Okay,
Jared
wrap
moves
it up.
on to the championship, all right?
Yep. Congrats,
Now
Jared.
we're going to talk about the Devin versus Chris matchup, which was bananas, bro. From Thursday Night Football to Monday night, the very last fucking play, man. This matchup was bananas, Rich. And I'm so sorry you weren't as invested as I was. But I still want to hear your opinion on this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, so I was in the chat, right? And I was saying the wrong things. You guys are calling me out on it, right? Because I was like, oh shit, Devin's going to lose because his kicker had got a -3 points. But then actually, Devin was
defense.
slightly ahead. No, his
defense.
kicker, bro. Devin's kicker got a -3 points. And I was like, that's going to be crazy. That's why Devin's going to lose. He could have started any defense and still won if he didn't start that defense, which ended up being true when it was all said and done. But at that time, I was a little tipsy, and I read it wrong. It is what it is. But anyways, it was a close match. Deion Jackson comes out at the very end to get a final play towards, was sometime in the last fourth quarter. I feel like there wasn't much time left on the clock. And Chris gets his victory. You know he was going nuts, man. He was probably shaking his neighbors' houses. Like, people were banging from underneath him. You know, it's crazy. So that was an exciting finish to a good game. Allen came through for Devin. But I think his boy Jacobs, bro, the one who he rides with all year, the one who he drafts every year, kind of shit the bed on him. And I think that and the defense is what did him dirty. So, kudos to Chris.
Look it. I'm wearing this jersey, Rich, because before Deion Jackson, Chris had Zach Moss in there, okay? And Zach Moss would have given him the victory before the first half was over.
Well,
okay?
Bro, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Moss, he had all the carries last week.
Exactly. So why did Chris put in Deion Jackson? Because of catching the ball? He literally waited till the very last fucking drive. Deion Jackson wasn't sniffing the field. He was the third running back on the field, bro. It was just a panic. It was a panic move. Okay,
Yeah.
if you look at the activity, he literally switches him minutes before the kickoff on Monday Night Football, bro. Minutes before the kickoff. And I'm telling you, man, this was the guy. This was the guy that he should have started, and he got so fucking lucky that he switched him out at the very last second. So,
yeah, and I'm a little confused because Chris has been making like good waiver wire moves and what he can do from the top, right? You don't get too many waiver wire moves, but I've been watching what he's been doing. He's been making educated decisions. I don't know what happened there. Moss was clearly the number one running back to have. I mean, most people didn't even bother picking up Jackson, let alone try to start him. So that was a bold decision.
It was a bonehead move. It was a bonehead move, and he should have lost, bro. That's what I'm telling you. And in addition to that, Devin starts the Broncos defense against the Rams. Yes, I understand. But the Patriots are the defense that got him into the playoffs, bro.
Right.
They literally had that game on Monday night where he played Talisha, and that defense got him into the playoffs, bro. So,
and not only, but not only that, bro, but like how many weeks in a row does Dotson have to put up 19 points for Devin to start him? Like, Dotson's had 3 or 4 weeks of 19 plus points consistently, and he remains on his bench. Like, he could have went, a couple of things everyone could have done in a match this tight. But, and this was like the loser bowl, like us, me and Devin, or me and Jared last week with these low scores, right? So did Chris waste his low score, beating Devin? Kind of same strategy?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right.
We'll see, man.
Devin, good season, bro. You kind of fell off in the chat the last half. But you did your thing. You made the playoffs. You did good last year. So Devin's doing his thing, bro.
Devin was less than a point away from repeating in the championship. I do want to give you some breaking news here on the video.
No.
Before we get into the championship.
He's not
Devin
playing.
will not be returning next season.
Oh,
all right? He will not be returning.
gosh.
And what that leads to,
The
okay?
sensitivity.
What that leads to is that the third place game will default to the winner, Connor McCoy. He has a free entry into next season's
No.
Next season.
That should go to the 6th place winner. That should go to me.
Next season, he has a free entry, Rich. As much as you're gonna debate it, protest it, take a knee, I don't care. Rich, Connor McCoy is gonna get the Alex Smoke Award of the third place entry. Okay.
It makes perfect sense. Let's give it to the guy who makes 160, 180 annually. It's just like...
Hey, there's no judgment. We don't
it.
sign our salaries on our draft boards when we draft. So.
I love it.
It is what it is. But with that being said, Rich, we're going to get right into the championship. We got Peachy Court Bangers going up against Hertz Donut. Rich, this is your chance. Make your case. Who's taking home the belt?
Well, first of all, every time we do this make the case thing, you're always like super confident, right? And you go all wild. And I had a very hard time deciding between these two matchups.
Okay.
We got Chris, the one that's the one that everyone doesn't want to see win, but wants to see win because it causes the most controversy. I'm kind of on that side. But then it's, everybody loves Raymond, everybody loves Jared, right? Him and Connor McCoy, two most loved people in the league. So it is tough to choose between these guys. So we had to bring it down to the matchups. And when we went down to the matchups, I think Goff and Minshew are going to push. I do like Kamara over Pacheco. I like Sanders over Algier. So I think that Jared wins in both those running back positions. I don't know if Lamb's going to have the best game like he did last week. I think Jefferson is going to outweigh Lamb. Christian Kirk against Houston. I like that matchup over Waddle just because Waddle has the Tua's gone, right? Tua's injured. But the whole bottom half of Jared's roster, I actually like better. So I like Higbee, I like Waller, and I like Wilson over what Chris has on the other side, even though it's going to be a tight matchup. And so I'm going to go with Peachy Court to bang one time on Chris, give him his second loss of the season.
Wow.
Which Chris has been a great season, bro. But, and I know that you're going to choose Jared too, right? Because I heard you in the chat, and you're like, Chris was saying, like, you're going to not want to record this video. So that was funny because I don't know what's going on, but probably some little beef going on. But Jared, I'm going with you, brother. Peachy Court banger. We don't even know what Peachy Court is. Apparently it's some street you used to live on where you guys had a lot of fruit trees. I don't fucking know. But, man, I'm going with you, man. Let's go. Let's ride. Jared's going to win. Chris had a good run.
All right. Rich, that's enough. Okay, we all know that you and Jared bleed blue. Okay, and that's the only fucking reason you chose Jared today, because you can look up and down this roster and think that Jared is the optimal team, but he's not. I'm gonna tell you right now that the number 1 seed is going up against the number 6 seed, bro. Jared snuck in at the number 6 seed, and Jared's luck. He wasted his big score last week, okay? Yep. Because Chris is going to come in here. He's going to mop the floor with Jared. He's going to run the table. And he's going to take the belt home. And he's going to deny Jared from being a 2-time champion. And Chris is going to make history and write his name up on that board as the champion of the Fantasy Scumbags of America 2022. You heard it here first.
Minshew scores under 17 points, and that's what makes the difference. Hurts goes down, Minshew only puts up 17 or less, and that's why Jared gets the win. That's my prediction.
Wow, you're full of shit, Rich, is what you are, man. I'm telling you right now.
Let's ride.
Jared has all these cues on his side. Kamara, Sanders, Kenneth Walker, all these guys, all these workhorses, bro. And nothing's good gonna come out of him, bro. Chris is gonna hop on that Justin Jefferson Vikings boy breaking records. Winning championships, bro. You hear to hear first. Chris is not going to have to worry about no stat correction on Tuesday after he takes home the belt, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Not going down. I heard Chris does like stat corrections, though.
Okay, so if you didn't have any idea as to what that whole topic was about, Rich, let me learn you real quick.
Right, and I know very little.
The last time Chris was in the league, okay, he did rage quit over a situation where he believed I created a stat correction because he saw one score at one time and a different score the following time, and he believed that I changed the score. And Talisha ended up beating him that day, and he quit. He stopped chatting. He was just over it. He didn't say, he went into silence, bro.
Chris.
He had to take a whole year off because he was so butthurt about it. So that's
bro,
where his accusations are, bro.
Think about how much he hated you for that year. Like, legitly. So, Chris, just so you know, bro, if the commissioner makes any sort of adjustment, it goes to the recent activity log, and it's there for everyone to put on blast. There's no way to hide it. Anytime there is a stat correction, an ad drop, manual roster move, a rule change mid-season, it doesn't matter what happens, you guys get notified in the activity log. So you should learn how to use your app or your phone, because that's all that's all you needed to do, brother. You didn't have to quit. And but hey, the year off helped, man. I mean, he's all the way back to the ship. He could win this. I'm not saying like Chris's team is dog shit, because we know it's not. And Jefferson could put up 50 points at any given time, so it's gonna be a
which
good
he
one.
will.
But Jared seems to score like 14 points each player. Each player is like 14, 14, 14, 14. So he has the consistency. And Chris has some people that can flop on him, bro. He doesn't have the name brands like Jared does. So, these are Jared's the what's it called? The Nike Prestos. and
Chris is the Monarchs.
Yeah, Chris is the New Balances with the foam.
Chris is the Oasics or Asics.
Asics.
He's the dad shoes. He's the dad shoes.
That's right, New Balances, baby.
Exactly, bro. Well, Rich, I want to say good luck to your matchup. Your winner, your champion. You're picking. Best of luck to Jared. But we all know that Chris is gonna take home the gold. He's a local. I get to hand deliver it to him next week. We'll pop some confetti and throw some $1 bills at him like the stripper bitch that he is.
There you go.
It's gonna be a fun time. This should be a great matchup. It looks like it should be pretty even kill, Rich. Anything you want to say to the fantasy league to end it all?
I do. One, love the league. Very sad this is ending. I think we should do one more recap video for the champ. Maybe we could sneak one in there, but it's been fun. I do want to say we might have to go down to a 10-team league next year. I got more news, and that's that Chris might quit if he loses again. Oh, my vacation's already off. It's already been approved. You boys good. I'm going to be there the last week of August. I'm turning 40, which is old as shit. So we're going to have some fun. I'm going to invite you scumbags out with me. And we'll have a good time. I'll be there for about 2 weeks. So I'll be there for the draft.
Perfect.
We'll be good to go.
I'm already calling the place to reserve the room, bro. Don't worry.
Let's go.
Don't worry. It's gonna be upstairs. Don't worry. It's gonna be lit, bro. Maybe we might have to do something special for Rich. Not for the champion, just for the Rich. Oh, and Connor too, because Connor travels into you too, bro.
Yeah, he'll have a $50 weight. He'll have third place money. He'll be fine.
There you go. Well, that wraps it up for us. Good luck to the ones and the twos. Connor has the third place wrapped up. Good luck to the championship. We'll see you guys next week when we give the championship belt to Chris.
Ooh. Jared, take it, brother.